you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another video. And today's video is more of a channel update. So you might have heard, but there's a little event that's going to be starting this week called the San Diego Comic-Con, and coverage and the event itself kick off tomorrow evening with an event that they call Preview Night, and that's going to begin around 6 p.m. Pacific time. Obviously, San Diego is in California, which is on the West Coast. So if you're on the East Coast, everything will be delayed by 3 hours. So later, things will be starting later in the evening for you guys on the East Coast. But if you're on the West Coast, then 6 p.m. is when everything's going to start. 9 p.m. for those of you on the East Coast. But preview night is what kicks things off. But actually, before I get into all of that, because what I want to do is kind of go down how this week is going to break down for you guys with all the coverage and when you can expect to start to see stuff. But before I get into that, I know a lot of you have been wondering who won the drawing, the YouTube drawing for the 3 waves of Marvel Legend figures that I gave away. Now, I did post the winners up Saturday after we did the drawing. I posted them up in the comment section of the contest video. It's pinned to the top there. This is the first chance I've had an opportunity to make an actual video to do the announcement, but I wasn't trying to leave you guys hanging. I did actually announce. I also talked about it on Facebook, which again is a perfect example of why you should follow me on my various social media channels, because when I can't always get to a video right away, that is a good place to get updates and stuff. But if you're wondering, the winners of the contest and what we gave away, just in case you're not aware, is we gave away a wave of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man wave with the Lizard Build-A-Figure. We gave away the first Deadpool wave with the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure. And we gave the first wave of Avengers Infinity War figures with the Thanos Build-A-Figure. So we gave away those 3 waves. And the winners of those waves, so it breaks down like this. So we've got Tiffany, who won the Spider-Man wave, the Lizard Build-A-Figure wave. And actually, I just want to say, I thought it was really cool when her name popped up. A female collector, viewer, not a lot of you out there, I don't think, so it's good to see you guys. Now, I don't know if she was actually trying to win them for herself or for her kids. I'm not entirely sure. Either way is pretty cool to me, but definitely like to see the female collectors and viewers. And then the other winners were Art G. He won the Avengers Infinity War wave, and then the Deadpool wave went to Steven Jackson. So a big congrats to all 3 of them. I know I wish everybody could win these things. I really do. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who participated. I hope the contest was kind of fun for you guys, having to put together the codes and everything. I mean, obviously, one of my main goals is just to try and entice you guys to watch more videos. But, I hopefully make it a little bit fun. If you like to put together puzzles and stuff, hopefully that was a little fun for you. I will be doing more contests in the near future here on YouTube, so not to worry. We are also currently doing a contest on Marvelous News for the new X-Men wave, the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave, and the second wave of Avengers Infinity War figures. So that's the wave with the Ant-Man and the Wasp figure. In the Cole Obsidian Build-A-Figure. So if you didn't win this contest, you've got another opportunity to win some additional Marvel Legend figures. I will put the details in the contest. It's been going on for a little while, but you still have an opportunity to enter this week. So you do have to be a registered member of the Marvelous News message boards in order to be entered for the contest and everything. But again, I will put a link to that if you want to try and win that. And then for those of you who collect Star Wars, we're also doing a contest for some Star Wars Black Series figures over on Jedi Insider. I'll put a link to that in the video description as well. And then we're going to may even be live by the time you actually watch this video, but we're going to be doing a couple of contests. One, definitely, maybe 2 contests where we're going to give away some store credits to some of our sponsors. So it's not a specific prize, but basically like $100 store credit to one of our sponsors, like Big Bad Toy Store, something along those lines. So you can basically pick whatever you want. It's not one specific toy brand, but those contests will be going on Toy News International. So keep it there over the course of this week for details on how you can enter that. So a lot of chances for you guys still to win, even if you didn't win this contest. But again, thank you for your support. Thank you for being a subscriber to this channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching the videos. Those of you who watch every video, even when there's not a contest involved, I really do appreciate it. It means a whole lot to me when I see, you guys actually watching the videos and commenting and everything. Okay, so back to San Diego Comic-Con. I've got a breakdown of how things are going to go. So there's a lot of unknowns. I don't know everything that's going to be revealed. Obviously, a lot of it's as much a surprise to me as it is to you. I have some ideas with some stuff, but I'm going to break down how the schedule is going to go. So when you can kind of expect to see new stuff, where you can expect to see it, and so on and so forth. So again, as I was talking about before, the event actually kicks off tomorrow evening with what they call preview night at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And this is where they basically open up the convention floor to everybody and all the companies, all the various, not just toy companies, but obviously here that's what our focus is on. But they have a lot of their products out on display, and so we'll start bringing you coverage of that. It's more of just tons and tons of pictures of new toys and products that companies are revealing over this week course of this event. Now, some companies like a Hasbro and Mattel, even some of the smaller companies like a NECA Toys and stuff, they oftentimes will hold back stuff so that they're not revealing everything on preview night. Definitely Hasbro won't be revealing everything, and companies like Mattel. But like I said, even smaller companies like NECA more and more have been kind of holding some stuff back to reveal over the course of the week. So don't expect to see everything. And again, with like Hasbro, really, if we see one or two things from Hasbro for each of their brands, Transformers, Star Wars, and Marvel, that's usually considered a good reveal for preview night. Mostly it's going to be stuff that we've already seen. So like I said, there'll definitely be some reveals in those companies, but it won't be a whole lot. They'll be sparsing that stuff out over the course of the week. Now, all of our coverage, my primary focus is going to be getting stuff up on the websites. So I will maybe get some stuff here and there on the various social media channels and stuff. And of course, stuff will obviously pop up on Instagram, and a lot of times, stuff will leak out early. Technically the hall opens at 6 o'clock p.m., but there's people already inside, people who work inside, work at the booths and stuff. And a lot of times they'll start walking around and try and slip out pictures and stuff. So, you can expect some leaks, blurry pictures usually, and such, to give us our first kind of a glimpse of what we might be seeing. But again, if you want to see the good up close pictures and everything, you want to make sure that you bookmark the actual websites, because that's where the coverage will be going primarily. Now, Thursday, things are going to kick off early, at least Pacific time early, 8 a.m. Pacific time, with a special media event that Hasbro will be holding. So this is something they do where only members of the press get to go to, and it's like a breakfast type thing, and they will have a number of new product on display for their various lines, Transformers, Star Wars, and Marvel Legends. So this event, and again, I can't tell you what's going to be there or how much new stuff, but generally this is a good place to get our first real look at a lot of new Marvel Legends. Usually a lot of times with Marvel Legends, they'll have like a whole wave on display, new wave on display. So last year that's where they first announced the vintage collection, or not vintage collection, but the Toy Biz tribute line, and they showed off a number of other Marvel Legend figures in the Riders line. That's where they first announced the Riders line last year. So it's definitely, if you're a Marvel Legend fan, that's a good thing that you want to check. So we'll get coverage up right away on that. Again, that event starts at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and then after that, the hall officially opens. The convention hall officially opens at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And so the first panel of the day will be DC Collectibles. Now, DC Collectibles told me that they would have all their new reveals out on preview night. So I don't necessarily expect any reveals to be made during their panel, but they might have additional information on already revealed products. I don't know how much new stuff DC Collectibles in general is going to have this year. Normally they do a pre-press event on Thursday or on Wednesday before preview night starts, and unfortunately they're not doing that this year. So I hope I'm wrong on this, but that leads me to think that they're not going to have a whole lot of new stuff to show off, at least in regards to action figures. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I know a lot of you want to know if we're going to see more DC TV figures and the likes of that. More details on the Justice League animated figures that were announced a couple weeks ago. So those are all questions that I hopefully will be able to get answers to you guys for over the course of the week. But as far as what they actually have new on hand to show, I really don't know. I'm thinking probably a couple new DC Essential figures and maybe something more on the Justice League animated series. Transformers, Thursday is the big day for Transformer reveals. So Hasbro's Transformer panel will be taking place at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Now, they do have a Bumblebee movie panel. It's actually a bit, Paramount is actually putting that panel on Friday in Hall H. And it's possible I could see them maybe withholding some stuff, some movie product for that. Obviously, this is going to be a movie year for Hasbro, and so a big emphasis for Transformers is going to be on the Bumblebee movie. So, but anything non-movie related, I definitely would expect to be revealed. Again, probably a few reveals at the breakfast, at the media event at the breakfast, and then the rest of the bulk of their non-movie product will be revealed at their panel at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And the way the panels work is they'll have their panel, and then whatever new product they announce or show at the panel, at least most of whatever new product they show or announce, they'll then put out on display at their booth on the convention floor. So we'll bring you coverage of the panel, and then obviously bring you coverage of whatever new they put out in the booth. And again, all that coverage will be up at tformers.com. And they may reveal most, if not all, of their movie product there as well. I don't know. Again, they have that big Bumblebee movie panel on Friday afternoon, and I could see them withholding some stuff. A lot of times when it's movie related, they can't show the stuff until like the new trailer or what have you that's going to debut at Comic-Con is shown, because it's kind of spoilerish. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. And then Mattel is going to have a WWE panel. Unfortunately, it's at almost the same time as the Transformer panel. I really hate that from my perspective, trying to cover these things. I mean, I will have people at both panels covering it, so we will get you coverage of everything that's revealed at both panels. But, for me personally, I like to be at the actual panel so I can see firsthand the information. It makes my job easier when I get the information firsthand. And so, but obviously I can't be in two places at once. And of course, the Hasbro panels and the Mattel panels have to be on opposite ends of the convention floor. They can't be right next to each other. So, literally, and if you've ever been to the San Diego Comic-Con Convention Center, it is a huge place. So, you have to kind of run across the building. And so you definitely get your exercise in covering this event. But again, that WWE panel will be at 11:15 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. Pacific time. Now, with the Mattel wrestling panel, a lot of time it focuses more on the wrestlers, not the toys. They probably will have some toy reveals, but they also always have, actual WWE superstars that come in and talk to folks that attend the panel and stuff. And so that's usually what the focus is with that WWE Mattel panel. But, anything new that they have out in their showroom, will obviously provide you coverage of, starting preview night Thursday, and then whatever new they put out, if they put anything additional out on after this panel, we'll bring you coverage of that on Thursday. On Friday, there's going to be a couple of smaller panels dealing with like Kotobukiya and Star Wars collectibles from various companies like Gentle Giant and Sideshow and such. So we'll try and get you coverage of that. There's the big Bumblebee panel, which I told you about, which will be in Hall H. That's at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then there is a Mattel DC Multiverse panel, which I'm glad to see is returning. I don't think last year they did a DC panel, so that's returning. Probably because it's a movie year. They probably, there's Aquaman and then there's Shazam. I don't really expect there to be much in the way of Shazam reveals. Maybe I could maybe see them showing off a new Shazam movie figure, but I do definitely expect to see at least a few Aquaman movie reveals. I'm sure they're going to do movie multiverse figures for both movies, so hopefully we'll get some reveals on that. And then comic book wise, I don't know how much new they'll have for comic book wise. My guess is they will definitely have that wave that kind of leaked out a few months ago, the one with the Lobo figure. So we'll get official looks at that along with details, figure out what the Build-A-Figure, or collect and connect figure for that wave is. And, maybe they'll have a few other surprises. And then hopefully we can get answers to questions like, what's going on with those Toys R Us exclusives that were announced at Toy Fair. Now that Toys R Us is gone, how will those be released? That Wonder Woman figure that was announced a couple years ago, is that still coming? Originally it was going to be a Walmart exclusive. So hopefully, again, I will try and get you answers to all those questions. Now, unfortunately, again, this is another case where panels are overlapping because the Star Wars panel takes place at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Again, the DC one, the Mattel DC, starts at 12:30 and goes to 1:30, and then the Hasbro Star Wars panel goes from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So there's unfortunately an overlap there. Again, I will have people at both panels. I probably will attend the DC panel and then run over and try and catch the end of the Star Wars panel, but we will have coverage of both panels for you guys. And again, the Star Wars coverage will obviously be up at JediInsider.com, and then anything new on the DC or Star Wars front, any new products that they put out afterwards on the showroom floor, we'll provide you coverage of as soon as it's put out there. And then Saturday is actually pretty light on the toy front. There's a Mini Mates panel from Diamond Select Toys at 10:30 a.m. So Diamond Select has another panel on Sunday where they'll go over other things, but I guess their big panel is really Mini Mates, which is they're doing 10:30 on Saturday morning, again Pacific time. And we'll be Diamond Select Toys usually puts anything new out, starting on preview night. So they're not usually one to hold stuff back. So again, we'll be bringing you coverage of the new stuff that they have out as soon as it's available. But again, they have that panel Saturday. And then the final big panel will take place Saturday afternoon Pacific time. It's the Hasbro Marvel Legend panel. It'll take place at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And with Marvel, generally, they'll do a couple reveals each day. They'll put out something new each day in the booth. But it's Saturday that, usually the bulk of their reveals for Marvel. Again, that Friday morning media event, there'll probably be a number of things. And then maybe one reveal each day over the course of the week, capping off with the big panel on Saturday afternoon. So if you're a Marvel Legend fan, you probably want to, set your alarm or what have you for that. That's when the big reveals will be made. Again, they'll have the panel at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and then whatever new they reveal at that panel, they should then put in out in the showroom floor afterwards, and we'll get you coverage of that, pictures of that stuff up as soon as it's available. And of course, again, all of that coverage will be up on marvelousnews.com. And that's pretty much it. Now, you'll notice I'm wearing a new shirt for Toy News International. I showed these off on my Facebook page the other day. I had some new shirts made up specifically for each of the sites, actually, for the convention specifically. If you see me on the convention floor at all, if you're attending the convention this year and you see me, please feel free to come by and say hi. I certainly love to meet you guys and talk with you guys. Just know, and this is always a fear of mine, but just know that oftentimes I'm running from one place to another, oftentimes like a chicken with its head cut off. So if I seem like I'm in a rush or in a hurry, I'm not trying to blow you off in any way. It's not like, oh, that guy's too good to talk to me. And I will certainly, try and stop and say hi to you as much as I can. But just know that, I'm often at this events like this, I'm just literally running from place to place to place, trying to get coverage up for all of you that aren't at the convention hall. So it's not that I'm trying to blow you off or anything. But again, don't let that scare you off. If you see me, please come by and say hi. I love to greet you guys out there and get to know you personally. And then finally, as far as YouTube is concerned, so I may try a couple of new things. So assuming what kind of internet connection I have through cellular, and again, that can be touch and go. But if I have strong enough, I might try some live streaming. I won't promise it to you, but I am going to make the attempt at least. And then usually what I do with these events is, like, you know, I will try and do a news update video at the end of each day or the next morning. So, you know, like Wednesday night, I'll do recapping anything new that's revealed or major things that are new. A lot of times there's so much stuff I can't get all of it in one video, but like I'll try and hit on the major things and then either get that up late Wednesday night or Thursday morning, and then so on and so forth. So Thursday night or Friday morning, I'll get one up covering whatever news revealed for Thursday, and so on and so forth. So I will try and get updates to you guys here on YouTube. But again, if you want all the news and want it quickly, you want to make sure that you're heading over to the websites, because that is the first place definitely that coverage is going to go up at, and that's where all of the high-res images and everything will be available at as well. Okay, so that's it for this video. So again, if you're going to be at the convention this weekend, hopefully I'll run into you. If not, if you're going to be at home this weekend, I hope you enjoy the coverage. I hope you find it complete and informative. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. You know, what is it that you're looking forward to? What is it that you're hoping to see this weekend? You know, again, leave a comment in the comment section. Also, if you're so inclined, please like the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. You can hit that button down below. And you should also hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And of course, you can follow me on my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts. I have links to all those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.